I bought an old V8 Buick station wagon from an insurance auction, sight unseen. And that makes me incredibly happy and maybe dumb. And I have a very special plan for this.
As a child growing up, every year around Christmas time, my family would watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It wasn't a set tradition or anything, but at some point during the holidays, I'd find myself in the living room on the couch with my family, watching Clark Griswold pile the family into the wood-paneled station wagon to bring home the perfect Christmas tree. Seeing it at such young age must have changed my brain chemistry or something, because I knew at some point I wanted my own wood-paneled station wagon, so I can put a tree on it. So what seemed like years, I'd searched around semi-seriously to see if anything popped up, but there weren't a whole lot of them actually, until a few days after Thanksgiving, I was browsing quick one morning and stumbled upon one at an insurance auction in Maine 2 hours away. The current bid? $25 whole. So it was in the budget. The auction was set to be live at 9 a.m. that morning. Through a broker site, I was only able to make one bid without having to pay a hefty fee to join the live auction. I thought long and hard about how much I'd bid on this 1996 Buick station wagon with 239,000 miles, and I locked in my bid of $275, which, with the broker fees, would put me out the door at just over $1,000. I got one chance at it. My number was locked at $275 since I wasn't in the live auction. The clock struck 9, and the Buick rolled across my screen. It was live. I watched as the broker put in my bid, the timer ticked down, when suddenly, another bid. I was outbid $25, and the car sold. Gone. I shouldn't have been sad, but I was. The car had just narrowly escaped me. Maybe next Christmas, I thought. Or maybe not. The next morning, as fate would have it, I awoke to find an email from the auction saying the car was back for sale and now had a buy it now price of $400. This surely was a sign. It was December and I was meant to have this car. I called in a favor from a dealer friend who's purchased from that auction before and headed to Maine, trailer in tow, to pick up my car. Total purchase price with the auction fees, $700. You're now saying to yourself, Jake, Clark Griswold's car is a Ford, not a Buick, and it's not even white. Ford Taurus wagons like his are incredibly hard to find, surprisingly.
And this thing is very special for many reasons. Oh, I think the door panel's sticking to the... Yep. Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Yep. Here's what we're looking for. Aha! The Corvette-derived LT1 V8, good for 260 horsepower and 330 foot-pounds of torque. Rear-wheel drive. And 4 doors for more friends. More friends. And an interior modeled straight from your local nursing home. Old nursing home that needs repairs in the roof. Yep. Now, the biggest thing here is I have no idea if or how this thing runs. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that right away. And to be honest, this is my first time looking under here, and it's actually really clean. Like, really clean. Looks like these brake lines are new, and the battery says 6 of 24. It's 11 of 25 now. Wow. Well, we still don't know if it runs, though. It didn't look like there was much in here, if any at all. And it looks like it's bone dry. There's no coolant. We're off to a wonderful start here. Luckily, because we like Corvettes, there should be some Dexcool here. I thought so. What do we got for oil? Okay, looks full and actually pretty clean. That's good. Only one thing left to do. Not a single thing. Awesome. That's great. Make sure the battery cables are connected. Oh good. The battery tray is not connected almost. The battery's bolted down, but the whole tray itself is free. Nice.
So I'll let the battery charge up for a while, then hook it back up in the car, then see if there's any life.
Battery's connected, moment of truth. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Come on, baby. Yes. Ready? Oh my gosh. It started. Oh my gosh. It sounds great. It sounds so smooth. What? Look at this. It said low coolant still, so, and it already drank down everything I put in there. So I'm gonna add more.
But shortly after, I found where it's all going.
Oh man, I was pulling the ramps out and it's leaking. That must be coolant. Sweet. Ah, you suck. Oh no, it's the radiator. Oh no. The radiator's cracked. Dang.
But it's time to see if it can actually move now. Which brought up an issue I'd never run into before. When I realized I couldn't go forwards or back, initially I thought the transmission was blown. But turned out, the trailer hitch lodged itself in the trailer.
This is just phenomenal. My first few minutes I get it running and it gets stuck on the trailer. And it's in the road, stuck. I can't back up because the hitch will hit there. But if I pull forward, it hits there. This is great.
So I got my jack out, thought long and hard about how I was going to free the beached whale. Aha, I got it. I'll jack in the back. Story of my life? Too short. Doesn't reach. So I went with my second option of reaching at an angle in with the jack to reach the rear diff cover to lift from there. And while it did reach, I just hoped no one would drive by at a bad angle and think I was doing anything vulgar and obscene. Who does that in the road outside anyways? But sure enough, my plan worked. And the 3-ton rolling couch lifted from its trap.
Perfect. I'm clear. I am a freaking genius is what I am.
With the Buick on the ground, I checked the rest of the fluids. Power steering?
Yep, that's empty. Perfect.
Minorly important.
Yep.
Brakes.
So hardly any brake fluid either.
Really on a roll here with this.
Would you look at that? We have steering.
I didn't want to attempt a test drive with it getting dark, for obvious reasons. So the next morning, I'll pull it into the driveway to check the tires before departing on a small drive that's more than a shout from home.
That one's low. Low. Also low. And low. What a shocker. Awesome.
With all the tires inflated and the fluids topped off, for the time being anyways, it's time for a proper test drive.
It starts really good. We do have quite a few lights on though. This is cool. I like this thing. I like this a lot. I wish it wasn't so filthy. Ooh, there's a tape in here. Oop. Oh, that might be broken. Okay. Sorry. Nope. I'll stop. Oh God, I think I broke something. No. Definitely has an exhaust leak. It's shifted. That's a good start. And the pedal goes quite
quite a ways down, but it does stop eventually. And we actually have steering now that there's fluid in it. This thing doesn't seem half bad. It appears to be working as a car. Though once at a little higher speed, it did something kind of funky. The revs randomly shot up when they should have gone down as it shifted into third. I don't know what that was. Blinkers work. Man, this thing handles like the Caddy. Well, my $400 Buick with 239,000 miles on it has a transmission problem. I'm shocked. We think it's a transmission problem. That's the thing. It could be something else. I don't know what it is. I'm an idiot, but it could be. And we're going to find out. And as I went to check the transmission fluid... Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Now, before jumping to any conclusions, I'll check the fluid first. Who knows? It could just be low on tranny fluid. Or just needs a transmission, but...
Yeah, that doesn't smell good at all. Really. I don't know what it's supposed to smell like, but that does not smell good. It's full of fluid.
And it appears that crack in the radiator that I thought was down below is actually up top here. But before we get digging into fixing this thing, let's start with a fresh blank slate. Since who even knows what the history is on this car? It could have been sitting in a field for the last 10 years. Which, by the looks of it, yeah, it could be a reasonable story. I'll give it a quick pressure wash to make the car actually white again. And make that wooden vinyl glisten. This thing is vast. This was one of the last full-size body-on-frame wagons from the big three, Ford, GM, and Chrysler. That means it's closer in spirit to a 1950s Woody than to a modern SUV. I'll try not to chip the roof more. Up there, and all back there. Looks like an entirely different car. It's still a little rough, but it does look quite a bit better than it did before. Next, I'll get it in the warmth of the garage to tackle the interior. Tackle is an understatement. This thing's pretty unappetizing. These Buicks came loaded. Cushy seats, wood trim everywhere that's actually plastic, but still. Freaking heated seats up front in 1996. Yeah. This is pretty cool about the Roadmaster. Watch this. Press this, and this goes up. This stays up. This should stay up. And then here you have two options. You can either swing this open like a barn door, or you can hold it flat like a tailgate. Look at that. But the best part is in here. Ow. Flip this up and then pull this right here. It's a third row facing backwards. And it's actually in really good shape back here. This thing is so clean back here.
It's like these seatbelts haven't even been used. Wow. There's like no wrinkles in the seat, and there's some dents from it being stowed away. Where these, indented there, but geez, it's in good shape. And we got some spare hubcaps. Very nice. And some of the jacks. I wonder what's in here. Is this thing lock or something? Come on, let me in.
I guess we'll try to figure out how to get in there after. Now I'm just vacuuming the back area. Then trying to get these trim panels realigned.
Should be able to fix this. It goes like that. Why does that sound like water? Is that where the fuel tank is? It can't be. Damn you. Stay. Since this won't open, this must be locked. Let's try the keys. Oh. Oh. It's just, it's filled with water. Ugh, and it stinks.
There must be a leak in one of the window seals or something. Or maybe someone filled that with potent water on purpose. The world may never know. With these back seats, this thing actually holds 8 people. You're not buying one of these for handling or for fuel economy. You're buying it so everyone fits and no one complains. It's even got a sunroof. I'm not going for a concourse detail in here. I just want to remove the majority of the previous owner's skid marks and the rest of the filth they left, so I don't feel like I should have a hazmat suit on when I get in here. Based on the sheer amount of vegetation hiding in the door seals and all the nooks and crannies, I'm gonna guess this thing did actually sit abandoned outside for a while. By the amount of mud and dirt in the bottom door rubbers, I'm gonna guess it wasn't even left on pavement either. I then found something quite interesting.
Wonder what this could be. Please be an envelope with $700. Avanti Owners Association. What? You're telling me the person who had this also had an Avanti? He had an interesting choice in vehicles. Gonna guess an elder person. Ugh. Ugh.
Every crevice of this thing needs scrubbing.
What a horn. Don't know if this is gonna come off.
It's It's a shame wagons like this aren't that popular anymore. They're so usable. SUVs just convinced people that they need to sit higher to go buy groceries or drop the kids off at soccer practice. Shameful, really. What's surprising is the rest of the seats and the door panels don't appear to have anywhere near the wear that the driver's seat and armrest have. Those look like they've got 240K on them. The rest, not really. The armrest center console thing's definitely showing the 239,000 miles. With the interior tidied up, it's time to start on the repairs.
Today we're going to see if a $15 package of JB Weld can fix a crack in my radiator on my 239,000 mile Buick. So this is the stuff that we're going to be using. It's actually meant for radiators. I think regular JB Weld would work fine too, but I believe it's just their basic JB Weld with a piece of fiberglass or something. Now the crack in the radiator's right up here. Let me see if I can, right around there. That line right there is the crack. Now, is a radiator expensive for this? Not really. It's $160, so it's about a fourth of the price that I paid for the entire car. This is just more fun to try. It was $15, and I don't have to spend all the time changing the radiator. Does it take a lot of time? Not really. I'm just curious.
And also, we're fixing this thing up on a budget, simply because the car isn't worth much more than what I bought it for. Off comes the top radiator shroud for better access.
Nice. All right, now we can get a nice look at our crack.
That's what she said. No.
Probably shouldn't have said it like that. Now we get a nice view here of our crack. There's our almighty crack.
I'm gonna blow it off, then use a little Dremel with a sanding stone on it to kinda expand the crack, really expose the crack. I have to watch my words, gosh. We're basically making the crack wider so the JB Weld can get in there and fill it up. Then I'll use some sandpaper to scuff up the surrounding area so the JB Weld has some nice texture to grab onto. Then I'll wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol.
Now it's cleaned up, we're all prepped, it's ready to do the actual repair. The prep part, as with a lot of automotive things, is the most important part.
I'll cut our fiberglass piece to fit over the size of our crack. Then squeeze the two parts of the epoxy together and mix. Then I'll cut open the pack, squeeze it out, make sure it's mixed well, and lather it into the crack. Once I get a nice coat on, we'll lay our piece of fiberglass over, then we'll cover the fiberglass with the remaining JB Weld.
Well, that looks absolutely hideous. Not my best work, but it doesn't have to look good, it just has to work. So, we'll see if it works in a while. Now, it's been 24 hours and the JB Weld has cured. Not the prettiest thing in the world. But because this kit used the fiberglass, and I'm not really sure how well I did with laying the fiberglass, it kind of started to harden before I was all set on where I wanted everything. So I'm just going to scuff this up, take a little more JB Weld, and just give it one more coat. Because why not, really?
I feel like I had about 3 minutes from the time I started mixing the JB Weld to the time it started to firm up, and I was not entirely ready. So I'll scuff up the hardened JB Weld.
This time I'm just using the original JB Weld. It withstands definitely high enough pressure, I think, so we should be good with this.
I'll lay down equal parts hardener and epoxy, then mix it up once again before lathering it on.
All right, last coat's on. Doesn't look much prettier. All right, it's been 4 hours since I put on this, but it's been well over 24 since I put on the first coat of the actual radiator weld stuff. I filled the radiator with water so that I wasn't using the expensive special Dex Cool coolant, wherever it says to use that. I figured I'm not going to fill it up with the special stuff just yet, in case it just ends up pissing it out. So I filled it with water. We'll start this thing up, let it get to temperature, and see if it leaks. I'm thinking that it's not going to. I'm trying to be positive. Ooh, what the hell? Ooh, that's not good. What the heck? Why did the wipers turn on? Oh.
The wipers, which didn't have rubber blades on them.
They're off. They better stay off. Let's try that again. Ready? All right, step one, it started. It's been running about 10 minutes now, and so far, so good. It's dry. The radiator looks dry. I think we might have fixed it. Patched it. Patch, fix. Really, what's the difference? Aha, but we fixed one thing and I found two more problems. First, right there, this belt's about to snap. There's not much holding that thing still on there. And we have a very bad transmission fluid leak from one of those hoses. I believe it's the lower one right there. And you can see the mess that it's making, especially underneath. And there's also a connector way down here I just found, just hanging out.
A few days later, kicked from the garage so a certain white Ford could go back in, it's time to get that belt replaced before it shreds and cooks the motor. The nice thing is, there's tons of room in front of this engine. I'll use a breaker bar to turn the belt tensioner so we can remove the old belt. Thankfully, we caught this before it shredded while we weren't at home. It was dry rotted too, it appears. Following the belt routing diagram right in front of my face, I put the belt back on, I think.
Looks like we're all on there. Maybe not. I think we're good now. Ah, fudge. Beautiful! Look at that. Now that we know our JB Weld radiator fix is fixing, we can top it off with coolant.
After topping it off, as the snow started, I climbed in it to warm up, which is when the next issue arose.
All right, the next problem we have to fix on the good old Roadmaster is the fact that there's no heat. There's no AC either. In fact, there's no air at all. That's because, turn the key on here, it just doesn't do anything. Nothing at all. Which is going to be a problem considering it was just snowing outside. So we've got some digging to do.
I'll pull the glove box to find our blower motor.
I don't know which one of these is the blower motor. Maybe... Oh, must be this thing. So this panel must have to come off. Aha! That must be it.
And as you can see, it's literally overflowing with crap and debris.
Not sure why I didn't check fuses first.
And it looks like fuse 17 is for our blower motor.
HVAC blower? That must be that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's no fuse in there for it. That's always a good start.
Luckily, I just bought a box of fuses for another project. So I'll grab a 20 amp from the box and put it in the HVAC blower spot in the fuse box.
20. And there we are. Good as new. And now, oh my gosh. No freaking way. Ooh.
Well, I think I might have found out why the fuse was out.
Well, it doesn't sound great, but it works. What on earth could that be?
First, I'll try some compressed air to rid the fan of the debris I saw in there. I just didn't realize how much crud was in that.
Wow, quite a bit of crap came out of that thing. And let's see if it's still making noise. Gosh dang it. Crap, thought we were gonna get lucky with that one. Son of a gun. Ah. Well guys, I made the noise stop. I punched it. That's all I did. And now, damn you! Ah. So it sounds like the sound changes depending where this cover around it is. Like something's misaligned or something. Very odd. Actually, these things look kind of loose. Just a bit of a gap there on that one. Let's try it again.
Nope. Not really sure what to do next. I loosened the cover completely to get a better look at the blower motor itself, and was surprised.
Well, there's a lot of crap in there, that's for sure.
And the blower motor itself seemed awfully loose in its position.
Wonder if this had something to do with it.
I tried finicking with the blower motor on and putting it in different positions to see if the noise was better or worse. And once I found a spot it didn't make noise, I tightened back on the cover, and it worked. And with the heater working nicely and our coolant holding, I began going on further rides with the car around town.
The heated seat is working on this thing.
And all seemed well. Until...
All right, I came out to use the Buick earlier, take it for another little drive, and well, I was greeted with this. So I moved it up here, and as you can see, a pretty big coolant leak. It's slowing down that the car is cooling down. Awesome. I know, right? I'm truly shocked that the $400 Buick with 230,000 miles is having problems. Shocking.
I'll make some room so we can get better access to the radiator again.
Sorry about that.
Dad raises it slightly so I can get a better look.
It's coming out of the petcock. Wait, lift it up more again. Yet just like that. It is, right? Yeah.
And once I pulled the petcock out, it was clear. I think we found out why it was leaking. Jeez, this thing focuses worse than I do. The O-ring is completely screwed up on this. So it looks like on our old one, the plastic is broken up at the top here. And that's making the O-ring not really have like a knurl left to lay in. So luckily, O'Reilly's had one. It says it'll fit and it looks just about the same. So we'll see if it does fit and get this thing running once and for all. Once I finally get the alignment right of our new petcock,
Oh, there it goes. I think it's in.
I'll fill it back up with the coolant we lost, then test it out to see if it's holding. But once the engine got a little warmer,
I don't see a single. Oh my gosh, as I said it.
you have got to be kidding me.
I was literally just about to say that the leak is gone. From below it is, at least. No leak down here. But now my JB Weld is failing.
That's just a little pinhole, though. I can easily throw a little dab of JB Weld on there. Back to the little transmission issue. Something is definitely wrong with the transmission. But I want to make sure the issue isn't somehow related to the massive amount of fluid loss from this rusted transmission line up here. So I'm going to use a cutoff wheel to zip out the rusted portion of line. I got this transmission cooler hose from the parts store for $6 whole. I'll slip the hose over the gap we cut out. Use 2 clamps on each end to keep it very secure. And voila! It looks great, but does it hold? And after a short drive, there's good news and bad news. Good news is, our patch worked. No leak. Bad news, the transmission is still doing that thing. But with only a few weeks till Christmas, and after lots of internet research, some Lucas Transfix might be our next best attempt. Again, if I plan on keeping this car a long time, maybe a transmission swap or rebuild could be an option. But I just need this car to be able to drive around town right now, so it can spread the joy of Christmas and smiles. Because tomorrow's a big day for it. And after pouring the whole bottle in, nope, she's too far gone, must be.
Basically, I'm still gonna drive this thing. I'll just keep it in second gear and doing the speed limit as I normally do, as the abiding citizen that I am. Keeping it in second gear won't be that bad. We need this thing to drive so I can spread joy and smiles. Hopefully the motor stays together.
Because the next day was the big one. Finding the almighty bush to crown the wagon. Its final missing piece, other than third gear. I headed deep into the woods with Joy, my first and my favorite boss. Armed with a 4-wheeler and a winch, we spent the morning in a dignity-testing struggle to liberate the perfect tree. How cool is she for literally pushing a tree out of the ground with me? Huge shout out to Joy, Henry, and Buddy for helping me scout, winch, and rip this thing straight out of the ground.
Oh,
Is it coming?
oh, Jake's eating tree. Parker's
A
wobbling.
lot of sap. You out, Henry?
And after a brief struggle, we liberated the tree. Roots and all, which was key.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is perfect.
And after snagging the Christmas tree, Dad and I installed our homemade plastic tube suction cup roof rack built originally to hold the tree on the C5. The Buick's rack on the back by itself wasn't nearly up for the job on its own, since the tree wasn't exactly petite. Dad and I fixed it onto the roof of the Buick. I laughed in awe as a dream became a reality. Then we strapped it down good, since it's facing the wrong way. But it's movie correct, at least. We even threaded some old-style Christmas lights on it.
I present the Griswold family Christmas. Watch, they're not gonna work. Ah.
That's good because they're old style bulbs.
And it was perfect. The smiles on people's faces and the joy from people who stopped me to share stories of them watching the movie with their families growing up made this all worth it. And the fact that the car's a little beat up, has almost 250,000 miles on it, and costs less than $1,000, I think adds to the charm of it. Best Christmas ever.
We did it. The Buick runs decently. It stops barely. It doesn't overheat. It doesn't leak any more fluids. It's far from perfect, but the heater blows nice and warm. I've been driving this thing around, and every single person that sees it gets a big smile on their face. And that was exactly the goal with this car. What do I have in store for the future of this thing? I have no idea. I just wanted to survive through Christmas, which is now only a little over a week away. So we'll see what happens after Christmas if I keep this thing and do more work to it or keep it till next Christmas. I'm not sure yet. But thank you all so much for watching. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. I will see you guys in the next one. Happy motoring.